like it actually got dreary overnight, and it's kind of sprinkling a little bit. Well, I want to get my butt out of bed as quick as I can and get out to the road before too many people decide to get up and leave. It's just dewy out, really. Morning, ladies. I'm not too bothered by me. I can hear a male going off in the distance. They're not too bothered by him either. Gotta say, when you're staying in a horse camp that actually gets some use, you get that stable smell right by your head, because of course that's where you're sleeping, on and off throughout the night. So that was a first for me. Okay, no breakfast, no nothing. Pack up and get out of here. 7:30 in the morning. I just want to get down to the first turnoff down there where that leads to the main campground. And then I'll be able to catch anyone who leaves and put my thumb out. I can already hear a vehicle out there. My God. But I think they're going the other way. I think they're going out to the boat launch for some early fishing. Okay. Now nobody can get by me. About 4 kilometers you gotta walk from Wilmore Wilderness staging area to get back to all the possible areas that in order to catch all the traffic leaving here to actually get a chance to get a ride. Oh, now we play the waiting game. Breakfast of champions while I wait, plus a fruit bar. If I just have some snacks for breakfast and don't have a real breakfast, and when I go through Brule, hopefully there's a store there I can pick up some snacks, and I can use that to kind of tide me over till supper tonight, and then I'll still have my 7 days of food. So I won't have lost anything by this little, venture to try and get out there early yesterday. 1 hour of waiting. I've only seen one vehicle, and that was actually as I was walking down here. He went by me. But no success there. That would have been ridiculous if I had actually managed to get that. All things considered. This is just a matter of patience. I mean, if I only get to Brule today and down to Ogre Creek, which is only about 7.6 kilometers or something, that's still day 1 of a 6-day itinerary, and I have 7 days. But yeah, I mean, potentially I could be sitting around for 4 or 5 hours trying to catch a ride out of here and then trying to catch a ride to Brule. Who the hell knows how well that's going to work out, right? Yeah, it's this is a big old patience game. Oh. First one I've seen in an hour and a half. Oh man, come on. Have some mercy, some compassion. They know that there's no one down there. Oh man, that sucks. Well, there went another one. That one came shortly after. And they were like, they actually stopped to talk to me, and they were like, well, you know, there's a park ranger coming out. They're coming out in a few minutes. Like, I don't know if they're even allowed to pick me up. I've never seen park staff even like stop and slow down and whatever, right? So like, I'm not sure they're even allowed. Well, that was 2 cars in 2 minutes, so people are leaving now. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, I made sure to get my ass out here early, make sure I catch any early risers, but I turned out to be only one. But Okay, so if there is people down there, maybe they'll start flowing a little faster than, you know, 0 in an hour and a half.
A safe and rejuvenating hike.
Well, nice folks. I got picked up. A whole bunch of people left all at once, and the third one picked me up. They drove me all the way out. I probably took like an hour, and then about 40 kilometers over here. And this is the road going into Brule. It's about 16 kilometers from here. And that took about an hour and a half, the whole thing. Nice people. They even gave me a big bag of mix. Look at all this. Holy crap. Yeah, no, we were chatting the whole time. Very cool. I mean, that's a big hurdle out of the way, man. That really helps. My God. Wow. The first guy that came by picked me up. Talk about how quickly things can turn, you know. I was starting to wonder if I would, you know, just be all day doing this. Ogre Canyon. Taking a little picture of this. I didn't realize there was this much for Ogre Canyon. I did a little bit of hunting around in here. I did a scout down here, but that was some years ago now. Okay, I guess I gotta figure out where to put this. This is like 1,000 calories this woman gave me. I'll stuff it in my back pocket there or something, and hey, you know, it's time to go hiking. I guess I still have this jacket on. I got a few other things I gotta do. Okay, going to do some grazing leases, so open this up, close it up again, leave the gates as you find them, right? Well, what a day. So I'm standing there at that sign, and there's a guy at that old house there, beautiful character house, and he's mowing his lawn and stuff, and he comes over and he starts chatting with me. He's this old cowboy, he's got a cowboy hat on, and it's a guy named Wald Olson. Now he owned Olson Camp, which is one of the lodges out at Tonquin. He owned it for years. He sold it, I think he said it sold it in like 2000. And I mean, I was just at his camp like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And so we chatted for like 20 minutes. He was telling me all kinds of stuff. And he said when he was renewing his license in like 1999 or something, he was still fighting with the parks back then. I mean, parks was being difficult back then about those lodges. So I can barely believe I ran into the guy, and yeah, he was telling me stuff about the parks, and how interesting. And honestly, I'm kind of a little bit socialed out. I was just chatting for an hour and a half, plus chatting with the other guy that drove me into Brule. So, you know, there's kind of going like, oh man, I just want to get out. But yeah, how cool is that? Like the old Olson camp, that was Wald Olson. You never know who's you're gonna run into. And of course, you know, I have my general knowledge of the park myself, so yeah, I'm just kind of shocked right now. All right. So the first part of this is about 7.5 kilometers to Ogre Canyon, Ogre Creek, and which I've done before. It has been a few years, so that's nice. The memories have faded a little bit, but still, it's basically this. There's not a it's an old road. There's not a whole lot of mystery involved. And then if I could carry on another, I think the total would be around 21 kilometers to get to Lower Moosehorn campground. If I could do that today, I'd be in amazing shape. I would be delighted. So see if we can do it. I mean, I'm off hiking and it's, you know, it's not even noon yet. I think it might be noon about now, but yeah, it's the fact that I managed to get all the way around like that, pretty good. Sun doesn't go down until like 9:30, so I got plenty of hours of daylight to work with here. I'll tell you about this backpack a little bit. I've had it on my radar for a bit. One year I was going to go do it. I was all ready to go do it. And then the Chetamon fire happened. And I thought maybe the fire would roll over, go through Celestine Lake, that area, and come right over to where I was trying to do things. So canceled that. I ended up doing the Fiddle, going into the Fiddle Valley for the second time that year. The first time was basically a failure. So, but yeah, and I've been aware that every year I wait on this one, which is true of lots of trails, more junk is in the way. So a lot of willows that are a bunch taller now. Who'd have thought that the Chetamon fire would soon be like a nothing fire? I mean, it has been, you know, obviously massively eclipsed by another fire. I wonder where the railway crosses. So this here is Brule Lake. Can't see a whole lot of it right now because of obviously because of smoke. You hear there's like a generator or something down there going off. This is great, but it's like another pound at least of food. I definitely want to work on it and get rid of it. By the way, you can drive down here, I believe. You have to open those two gates, close them. But I believe that you can drive down here in your vehicle. Obviously you need, because there is some mud holes, you need a half decent vehicle, but it can be done. That was never really my plan, unless someone actually was going to drive me all the way down here, but I highly doubted that. But yeah, no, I'm happy to. It's an easy 7.5 kilometers down this road. These two aren't bad, you know. Kind of getting into, it's still sort of the foothills, but don't need to get out of Brule or hitting very long before you're into some real mountains. All right, coming up to the third gate lease, horse lease, grazing lease, trap line too. One of Wald's, but I'm sure it was one of his many things, besides the Tonquin Adventures out in Tonquin, was that he would drive horses up this all the way to Jasper Park Lodge. So that would have meant that he would be going down everything I'm doing over the ridge and then down this old trail that is right now apparently pretty infested with beavers and basically closed down to, what's the word? Oh, no, I've lost it. To that road that goes all the way down from the lake. You know, like they would cross Snake Indian River and Celestine, go all the way down Celestine, basically almost all the way to Jasper. That's how they would get the horses down there. It was easier, probably a lot cheaper than putting them in vehicles. So that's a different time, right? That's pretty cool stuff too. Well, I don't remember this many mud holes. The road could have been in better shape 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, or maybe there's just, maybe we got a lot more rain earlier this season. I don't know. Well, you're walking around mud holes, the trucks and stuff just go driving through, splash the willows, and then you get it all over your pants and you brush the willows. Yeah, well. I wonder what you are. What dumped you there. You are fresh. One thing about this trail is I'll be right above the train tracks for about first 22 kilometers or so until I turn north and start climbing up the Moosehorn Valley. That's not even going to happen today, so I'm assuming I can get to the lower Moosehorn campground, which apparently is stationed on Moosehorn Creek. I won't be far, maybe like a couple of kilometers away. You can see that number one is the ridge, which I will have to climb over. I'm not sure this sign was here. I'll have to go and check. 4 years ago. Yikes, this is easily the worst I've seen. You can see they even made a trail around it, and there's a turnaround. Right now I'm just at a CN access. I think I actually went hiking down here. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to see on this trail, so on the way back I decided to take a little check. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna stop in the shade. Okay, well, I'll go do a quick check on Ogre Canyon. I don't think I'll mess around too much. I don't remember it being that super memorable, but it was kind of cool. But today I obviously got much bigger goals in mind. Yeah. It's not the ideal weather to be doing stuff like this because, well, it's hot, exposed, and it's smoky. So probably the footage I have from 5 years ago is better than this. You get down to the water. I think I'll start looking ahead, honestly. I just don't feel a whole lot of desire to go and check that out again. There's lots of places to camp, mostly on the other side. I remember finding a bunch of good places. I remember walking around in here quite a bit too, just checking stuff out. There we go. A little bit of water, but not much. Well, the original plan was on the 6th day was to camp here. And it's something like 11 kilometers to the next campground. And I think I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna push on to it. Which will put me back onto like a 5-day itinerary. And I have 7 days, so that will put me in amazing shape. All right, well, moving along. I don't remember this here. I'm not sure if it's new or what, but the way they're advertising, you got Ogre Canyon, and then you can walk up there and kind of look down on it. And that even shows up on OpenStreetMaps. Maps me, the one I use. So I feel like that's new. I don't remember that being there. Anyway, carrying on. Doing this ridge that's coming up here in about a kilometer, I'll start climbing. It's I've heard conflicting reports. Even Ward Olson back there told me one thing, and then he started kind of telling me another thing. So I don't know, I'll just follow this for now and see what happens. There's a famous tunnel down here, well, famous amongst people like me who read about these things, Brule tunnel. And there have been people who have been known to try and take a shortcut through it, and that's a great way to get mangled. You flatten yourself up against the side of the tunnel and let the train go through, but then if there's a loose strap or anything, it'll just tear a strip off you. So it's I won't be doing that. I'll be doing it the hard way, climbing over the ridge. And I can hear the bridge right now. I can hear the train. So honestly, it'd be a great time to go run through the tunnel, assuming that there won't be another train for a while. But yeah, I know. Looking back, There was a quick little fork on the road and it's pointed to Ridgeline Trail right, so I turned right. And now I'm up here, Ridgeline Trail to the left. And actually, Ward Olson did mention if there are cables, you're on the right trail. So, all right, so carrying on. Yeah, there's even another big one here. I don't know what those are for. Well, the climb's already begun. I think if you want to go see the Brule tunnel, you got to keep going straight at that one intersection. But honestly, I'm just happy not to. I'd rather not have the temptation. Let's just go. Get started on this. That little corner up here. See what goes on. Eventually, it should slick around. What the climb is doing here. All right. This trail is doing a switchback that I completely does not show on OpenStreetMaps. Yeah, not super sure if I got. My only assurance is what Wall Olsen told me. Okay, the switch back is already done. All right, so that's fine. Just the switchback wasn't there. I'm just climbing away. There's supposed to be something that goes over there, but I mean, that's just OSM, right? The short descent is steep to very steep in Dombier's book to the first few points. Yeah, it's been steep to very steep. I'm basically soaked in sweat now. It's very, very hot. You can see I'm getting the elevation anyway. God, I hope I'm going the right way. Wow. Does this mean this is the boundary? Another train coming through. Oh, phew. Oh. Oh. Well, I don't think my way forward is this way, but I'm doing a little side hike. Not sure for how I'll go. I mean, I'm leaving my backpack back at the sign there, so I don't want to go wander off too far, right? Never a good idea to leave your backpack alone too much, but I am enjoying the breeze up here. I'm going to check out a little bit over this way. This one actually does have the boundary thing on it. What's a little distressing is I did see kind of a trail down there, but it's like kind of descending into that way. That's the wrong damn way. I don't want that. I don't have to get around that somehow. Well, the top of the ridge is up there. I'm actually down on a bit of a lower animal trail that I think some humans have just started using. I think the idea is to look down on kind of the tall part of Ogre Canyon, but I don't know. You know me, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm just like, oh, well, now I have to see the end of this thing, whatever it is. I'm pretty much here. Look at this sheer rock. Little trails all over the place, and don't know which one to follow, which one to check out. But there's no like big moment. You just keep finding little ways to keep going down, and at some point you just got to decide, okay, that's it. Right? Because it's just like, there's no big moment where it's like, okay, end of trail, you're at a cliff. I mean, look at this, just on and on and on. Okay, so I guess I could go down there. Oh my, this is more than I thought I'd be doing. Okay, well, let's get a little bit dangerous here. Let me get by these trees. Give me something to hold on to proper. All right. Wow. All right, lift up the phone. Yeesh. I was down there. I don't know if I was right below this, but I was down there. Damn. Look how narrow it gets in here. Sheesh. This canyon's pretty cool, gotta say. All right. I buck up a bit, follow one of the either nature trail or man-made trail. I always doubt myself as to which it is, but I think it'll lead me nicely back up to the ridge. All right, I'm back where I left my backpack and where I first popped up here. First thing I'm going to do is show you the coordinates of where this is. So I'll flash that up. I have nothing to go on. I have a description from Don Beer's book. When you get up here, it doesn't say to go anywhere. It says nothing. It doesn't say go left, doesn't say go right and descend, doesn't say go straight. So over here, I noticed from up there, there's kind of a crappy, it really looks crappy from here, but it is there. Animal trail, like going down this way. Now maybe it goes down here and then it swings back around and down this. I don't know. He talks about like climbing on like limestone ridges and stuff, which makes me think that it's actually this way. I have to get down off this thing somehow. OSM is really no help. It shows a track that's down here and then going that way. So I mean, that also could mean that I'm supposed to follow this ridge for a bit and look for a track going down. I'm just guessing, but I think I will follow this. If anything, I can always backtrack to here and just start angling down and go that way until I figure something out, right? Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, apparently they drove horses over this thing. So, I mean, up here, they wouldn't have left much of a track. You can see little things here, but that's not reliable enough, right? I totally forgot about this. Mr. Olson again mentioned there's just this strange big hole. And here we are. I don't even want to get too close. Huh. All right. Let's do the pebble trick. Ugh. It bounced like 4 times, so I don't want to fall in there. You're a dead man. How the hell would you get out of that? Okay, so the fact that he mentions this hole and now I've passed it means that I'm probably gone the right direction. Over here is another boundary marker. I didn't really take that as meaning a whole lot though. But yeah, that hole means something. They put in pretty permanent markers, gotta say that much. All right, keep following this ridge. I'll find a way off of this here. Okay, not too bad. A rare feature to be seen on top of a ridge. This looks like a river's coming through here. But clearly it ain't. Well, looks like I have and Don Beer talks about I wouldn't go beyond the second rib. So I think this is the top of the second rib. Here we have third rib. And then what looks like a nice something down there. I don't know why a trail wouldn't go down there. And then, you know, you got this. It's hard to tell where the official trail would have gone. The horses, they just don't make much of a dent in this, right? Hey, buddy. And it's not like there's rocks or anything really to help me. Well, this is a little something. But I mean, I did see a little bit of a fire pit back there, so maybe they cut it for that. So, Now, I mean, back a little further, I could have gotten off this thing, and I would be down there, kind of moving through that, which doesn't seem that bad. Once I got lower, it might have really sucked, but all right, well, I'll try going forward off to send off this rib for now. Like I said, I got nothing. I got nothing to go on. Okay. All right, well, this part here doesn't seem so bad. You just keep going down like this. Going forward off that second rib worked. And I think this is fine. I'm just gonna keep going down here. I hope I don't get clipped out. I don't think I see a lot of point in climbing that other rib, which you can see is kind of a sheer rock face over there right now. Now you can actually see the river. So there's only so far I can go, and then I gotta intercept the trail. The trail goes that way. Unless it's completely, really just hopeless to keep on that trail, I should be able to intercept it. Right below the ridge now, this looks like it could be some kind of cairn or marker, or just like a triumph rock pile. And losing a bit of altitude, mostly trying to stay high and such. At some point I do have to find my way through this. And then over here, this looks like a problem. Is the trail, am I supposed to climb up that after I get down this? Or is there a trail down there, like basically going across, using the tracks almost? Like the tracks, all that there is rocks and then tracks. So that's interesting. I sure as hell hope I don't have to climb that after I get off of this. I'm on something. A little piece of tarping or plastic or whatever, but it's still not obvious. Like this kind of goes here, another one kind of goes here, there's a third one down there. I get the sense that it switchbacks down like this. See, there's another, oh yeah, look at that there. All right, I think I might have found something. I just decided to lose altitude through this elevation. Here's a trail. I don't know if I should go right. That way doesn't look great, or if I should go left. So left looks a little better, so I'll try that. Just hoping it's a lot more obvious when I get lower, get to the trees, right? Oh, that trail faded away, but I like where it led me. This is cool. What a beautiful part of the river. Is it a river or a lake at this point? Look at it. Wow. What is wrong with me? Don Beer's book, I'm reading about the trail, and then I read down below, and there's another little section that says trail. Climb to the park boundary, then go down to the right. I did not go to the right. I made my own thing. Ugh. I think I screwed up royal. I think I wasn't supposed to come into this at all. I think that's the second rib. So I still have to climb over that, get down the other side. There is no trail over here, nothing. I don't know why I found that little plastic bag over there, little plastic bagging. I mean, at least that's what I'm thinking. Don't know. Or am I supposed to be walking on the train tracks down there on private property? All right, well, let's go over here and see what's going on here. I might have to climb that shit. God damn. Another thing that led me astray, if I am correct about the way I've screwed up, is that the OSM route came this way and seems to like go down there and oh my. Let's not forget the hole. I found the hole. Made me think I was going the right way. I still don't totally know that I did go the wrong way, but and that's the only direction he gives. Turn right, follow that trail, and it'll swing back left and you start going up the second rib. Well, yeah. Having a rest over there roughly is where I was coming to the nasty realization that I done screwed up. Oh. Not even sure where I am. Where's the highway to Jasper, I wonder? Train's coming through again. I was at first gonna go down in here, and I realized it was a big drop. And I was gonna like basically climb back up there and see if I could find the trail coming down off that. Instead, I'm like going up this. Right now I'm on some old goat trail. I gotta slowly work my way that way, find my way down the other side of the ridge, and find the trail. I mean, I'm in a bind. This is a bind. There's a rock pile, not just that. Rail company, made in Mexico. What the hell are you doing all the way up here? The rock pile is natural, so psych out. Here I'm thinking I might have found the trail. Good news is I'm definitely making my way across the second rib. This seems to be the top of it. All right, let's hope and pray that I need to have nothing to do with that. But this appears to be sort of a third rib. And this bunch of trees here, down and up, I'm not sure. Obviously I have to get on the other side of that shit. Right now, straight this way. All right, this time it isn't my imagination. Down here, another one. I just had the camera on down here. This was just off to my right. Okay, I appear to be back on trail. See what happens here. My imagination, or it's telling me to go down here. Yeah, it is. I think I see another rock pile over there. All right, so maybe I don't have to deal with that crap after all. Another pile of rocks. This is actually a manicured log here. There's another little rock. You can see that there is a bit of messing around here. Go down like this, down to that, look for the next pile. Wow. Well, finding the trail, it led me back to pretty nice views. I will not say too bad about the smoke every single time I have a nice view. You already know there's smoke. I know there's smoke. Oh. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No trains are going by. Look, the Brule tunnel. Isn't that cool? It's obvious why they had to build the thing. I mean, they weren't going out onto the water. That's pretty cool. Mostly been able to follow the cairns. There's one here. There's a real big one here. Getting some rare views. The only stuff you can see by doing this trail. You know, you're not, you come down here in a canoe, I guess, you could probably see this stuff. Well, still gotta get on the other side of this. I guess this is bringing me down here. I guess there's gonna be probably something I have to smash through here, but you know, definitely dealt with a few obstacles today, so yeah. Benson Ridge, I did not think would that be that big of an obstacle, but I think I was just kind of fooling myself. And certainly if I had just read the directions all the way through, you know, read the damn directions all the way through, then life would have been easier, I'm sure. It's become really hard to find where is the next rock pile. I mean, I can look for little ledges, and I do find little ledges, but you don't know what they're from. There's just not enough feet on this trail to make it any different than any animal trail that's out there. As I go up here, there's some way down that doesn't seem obvious. Down here, kind of there's a little bit of a track going up that. There's a switchblade down here. Either way, it's got to get through this and probably climb over that. So, but I still, yeah. Followed along this goat path. This looks like it was sliced off with the saw. So that makes me happy. Let's see if I can't keep following this goat path. I'll be keeping a sharp eye down there too, right? Though it does seem like I'm on the path at the moment. This all takes a lot of time, right? Just looking ahead, just trying to figure out, just trying not to lose a damn thing. There we go, evidence of long ago trail work. That's helpful. Got a little nail right here. Okay, I'm off the rocks. I think I see the trail. It doesn't look great, but yeah, I think this is the trail. Okay, yeah, this is decent. This is a trail with decent amount of stuff going across it, so I think this matches the amount of neglect. Well, I told people about my desire to do this trail. I got a lot of people were throwing up caution signs like, whoa, what? And yeah, the trail is living up to its name. It is followable at the moment, but obviously difficult. Phew, have I basically been having a lot of problems ever since the moment I got past inside the boundary. Wow. Trail is in this someplace. I stopped for a break because I got to crawl underneath this thing anyway. After that, there's the trail. That's actually doesn't look that horrible. There's been a couple of parts where I have to like put something down and then like get something out of the way and then put something else out of the way and then like push through something else, and that's how I got one step. Phew. Well, that train goes by a lot, doesn't it? All right, so there's a stream coming up at 800 meters. This is how I got to do this, man, just one little step at a time. Wow. Someone has had some of the same struggles as I have, because there is a cut piece off this tree. Well, came down off here, and this here was just absolute nastiness. Only lasted for a few hundred meters, but it sure gave me a taste of what I might be in for here. I know that they have used the cabins recently, but clearly not. They have not taken this trail. Maybe Roche Miette is going to be just ignored. I don't know. All right, well, it looks like the trail goes over there, so follow that. Well, this ledge just climbed me a bunch. That's fine. I don't want to be down there in that garbage. It wants to keep me up here. I'm actually making decent time up here, so I will take it. I'm tired, I'm dehydrated. I haven't seen any water since I left Ogre Creek. And needless to say, I'm out. I didn't bring enough. I haven't got to that one creek I waymarked yet. It's 200 meters and the trail is about to put me back in the crap, so I got 600 meters out of it, keeping me up high. Wow. I can't believe that all the trails like that. I know that Greg is going into the upper Moosehorn cabin. It's only Moosehorn cabin, really. I mean, they must use some of this stuff. Obviously, they do not come in from this direction ever. But, yeah. Damn. Got the water. I really paid the price, though. Come down through this crap. I had to kind of work my way through this. That ended up being a big pain in the butt without dipping my water in my foot in the water. Honestly, I think I did anyway a little bit. Kind of lucky I didn't lose anything into that water. And then I got the trail's up there someplace, so I got to find my way back up. Boy, I got myself into a real one this time. Someone else is here. I can't fucking believe it. Absolutely unbelievable. It's Greg Horn again for the second backpack. Where could it be any more random? No one's out here. No one. But we ran into each other out here. I climbed up there to try and chat. And then he said, go back down. He said, the trail's down here somewhere. He's convinced. I couldn't really much see anything up there, so. Unbelievable. So the trail is actually down here in the woods. Greg showed it to me. And they're gonna return to Jasper. They'll get there at like 10 or 11 o'clock, he said. Yeah. Now the trail is nasty. Okay, here's another little, yeah. All right, well, I got about an hour, he said, to Moosehorn Campground. It's just by Moosehorn Creek. If I can hold on to this trail, that is. It is not easy to keep your hands on. Well, things have certainly taken a turn. Greg showed me the trail, but it's impossible to hold. As soon as I left it to get around some big tree, then I couldn't find it again. So it's, yeah, I think I actually see cut logs up there, so maybe I found it again, but you know, then you just can't hold it, right? You just can't hold it. I'll go down like this, get over to that one, take it from there. A lot to deal with, right? A lot to deal with. Saw this from up top. This is basically as obvious as the trail will ever get. Right near here, like this is, I could actually set up here, but all that's really near is slough water. No good water. I'm pretty much committed to going to Moosehorn Creek at this point. I found a little side trail coming off that other trail, the best trail I've seen in ages. And it just comes over here and looks down on the tracks. You can even see another one kind of keeping going down there. Not sure why. Maybe this is one of the better places for people to come out, and I mean, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, this feels like an old campground, you know. But I know that, I mean, Greg even said Moosehorn, Lower Moosehorn is on Moosehorn Creek, and that is not for a while, so yeah. Look at this trail. I had to just make sure this wasn't the actual trail going forward. I didn't think it was, but boy, I wish it was. Look at it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Sometimes I make decent time, other times I'm smashing through things. So, in this case here, I sure as hell can't complain. Going around a bit of a lake, or kind of an arm of Athabasca River that got created by the train track construction. Now you can see I'm gonna start smashing, so I'm gonna put the phone away. Well, I was kind of standing on this bluff at one point when I was checking that out. And since then, I've really... Here I decided that a goat trail was actually the trail. It really wasn't. And I really haven't gone very far. I've not gotten very far towards sleep time. Phew. Well, I had to climb up, but then I got a few hundred meters of nice walking. You can see here, I'm gonna have to climb up over there. Well, maybe you can see. The sun and the smoke is probably making it pretty hard. It's not too bad. I'm just doggone tired, man. So I'm just dragging my ass. Trying to get her done, you know. It's be a big accomplishment if I can do this today. Yeah, all the way to Lower Moosehorn. I mean, I pretty much left myself no choice, so. This is my valley. Jasper's that way. So once I get down there, find a trail or whatever passes for one, I'm heading up that way. You can see a little ledge there for me to get down. After that, who the hell knows? Doing okay. Been holding a ledge for a while, and the fact that there is trail maintenance on the ledge makes me think that it is correct trail. Greg made me doubt myself a bit. He's like, really? You held a ledge? Like, yeah, I held a ledge for a long time. I mean, you climb up, but then you make good time. And clearly, in this case, it is in fact the trail. Hell, maybe there was an alpine trail and then a trail in the forest. Who the hell knows? Once more into the breach, dear friends. The trail was pretty obvious up to here, and then a rock slide came and took it out. I looked around a bit and nothing seems that obvious. This way is kind of clearish, but you just lost that horse tread. So this way is straight across the creek. Hopefully that's it. I mean, you have a big clear space here, but I don't know. You hate to lose the trail so close to the campground, right? Awesome. You're in the forest. Things aren't too bad as far as foliage. Then you can just look for cut trees and you know you're on trail. Well, that sucks. I jumped over this stuff. I tried to pole plant in this. I have broken another trekking pole. First day on a first day on a 7-day backpack. And these poles are what set my tent up, so that could be kind of interesting. This is sort of the first time I've had to deal with nasty trees, deadfall on this trip. And I mean, I'm impatient, I'm hungry, I'm exhausted, I'm hot. And that's what happens, right? You bust up your stuff. You don't have patience. Oh boy. I set it out as long as I can. It doesn't go as long as the other one does. We'll see. Hopefully the tent sets up proper. I don't have any spares, right? Oh. I can see more cut stuff there, and I can see more stuff I'm gonna have to dance through, but I can hear the creek. I'm getting near the end of my day, so at least there's that. Wonders never cease. It even looks nice and in good shape. And on the other side, there's one too. Oh, yeah, over there. Pretty surprised this creek actually has a little something going on right now. This fencing actually trying to hold the rocks in. Another surprise. How old is that? When's the last time this trail got any attention whatsoever? Wow. Well, I crossed. I did everything I'm supposed to do. I'm going to be damned if I'm going to have wet feet after all the beating I took today. Still just blown away by this old wire still being here. Look at it all. Like it did real effort into this. Look how high it goes. Man. Put my backpack here. I'm gonna go looking for a campground or... Holy, look how high it goes. Damn. I am, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, look down there. My things actually, and another one. My things actually get better. It just doesn't seem right. This is definitely the trail going forward. Things might be a bit of a different story tomorrow, you know? I really just can't believe I broke my trekking pole, so I just have the one left, and I have to figure out how to set up my tent. That was like in the last 10 minutes of such a long, hard day. It's crazy. All right, so I think that scout is already done. Where's the campground or whatever's left of it? Well, there's kind of a trail walking along the top of the little moraine beside this creek, a moraine that Parks has decided they need to install chicken wire to maintain. So weird. You know, in this day and age of, you know, preserve, let nature take its course, and they put all that chicken wire in. Well, that's about as tough a day as I've had in some time. Yeah, that was hard. My phone ran out of battery while I was trying to find a campground. Usually I'm pretty good about that. I never did find it. And just as I walked down into kind of the flat prairie part, 2 wolves were there. So no phone and wolves. Oh well. Mosquitoes hounded me like mercilessly the whole time I was trying to set up. The setup is pretty crappy because, of course, one pole is a lot shorter than the other, but it is a setup. To add insult to injury, I can hear the highway. It's like one of the first times I can hear it all day. Well, embrace the suck, right? Embrace suffering. I wanted to go and see these cabins and see this old trail. And hey, today I managed to get 10 kilometers of it down, 18 in all, not counting the little bit from Ogre Canyon. That was fine. So yeah, here's hoping for things are a little better tomorrow. Good night.